I faked a wedding to catch my boyfriend cheating. And it worked. I knew something was off weeks before I did anything dramatic. He started guarding his phone like it was a bomb, going on vague work trips that never lined up with his calendar, and his tone changed when a certain contact, cousin, popped up at 2 a.m. The texts were short, secretive, heart emojis tucked into memes, and he always deleted the threads when I wasn't looking. Every time I asked, he smiled, shrugged, and said, "It's nothing." But the look on his face said otherwise. I'm not proud of the plan that followed. I told myself I was making a ridiculous, theatrical prank to test him, something outrageous enough that only he would know the truth and that would force him to reveal whether he'd been lying. The idea was stupidly simple. I faked a wedding. Not a full production, I'm not made of money, but a convincing enough setup. I made a tiny wedding website, a playful save the date, a venue, a friend's backyard we could dress up, and a short guest list. The key move was this: I asked him to invite people. I want it to be small, only people who matter, I said. Because I knew he'd only invite the ones he talked to at midnight, the ones who mattered to him in a way he wouldn't admit to me. He was weirdly enthusiastic. He said yes, then hesitated over names on the guest list, and that's when I felt the first little victory. A week before my fake wedding, I told him to text his cousin an invite, just casual, a throwaway message about showing up for drinks. He did. Hours later he sent a follow-up, she said she'll be there. He sounded relieved. The day of the backyard ceremony, I expected half the town. Instead, only a handful of people came, 2 family friends, a coworker, and one woman I'd never met. She stepped out of a car in a simple sundress, smiling like she belonged. She walked right up to him and hugged him like she'd been waiting her whole life to do it. My heart dropped. The woman's name matched the contact photo on his phone, a cute face, labeled cousin. She laughed at something he whispered, and when I later glanced at her phone while she set down a bouquet, I saw a wallpaper I recognized, the same skyline from the last photo my boyfriend had posted on his private account. I felt sick, but I kept my face neutral. After dinner, while people milled about and someone put on cheesy wedding music, I cornered him under the fairy lights. I didn't shout. I didn't cry theatrically. I presented him with the only evidence he hadn't planned for, a screenshot I'd taken of his messages to cousin when he thought no one was looking, and the fact that she'd shown up smiling like she belonged more to him than to the celebration I'd staged. He sputtered. He tried to joke it away. He asked why I would do something so extra. I told him, quietly, that I wanted the truth. He didn't deny it. He folded like a bad hand. He admitted the late-night texts were more than cousins, more than jokes. He apologized, but the words looked small under the lights. The woman, his cousin, watched, and when I asked her why she came, she said, because he told me she was getting married today. Her eyes went to him, then to me, and the shame on his face was final. People talk about dramatic reveals like they're scenes from movies. In reality, it's quieter, a slow deflation, a rearrangement of ordinary things. I deleted the wedding site afterward and sent the backyard lights back to my friend. He moved out 2 weeks later. The worst part wasn't that he cheated, it was how easy it was to make a life look real on the surface, and how small the spaces were where truth hid. I don't recommend faking weddings as a hobby. But if you ever feel like someone's lying to you, sometimes the most ridiculous stage reveals the real cast.